Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Govinda Govinda. It seems all very quiet over here. Is somebody speaking? Can somebody say hello?
Danda pranams, Gurudev.
Okay, got it.
Dandavat pranams.
All right, Dandavat pranams. And we've come together to Mayapur as well with Shripad Dandi Maharaj. Dandi Maharaj, very welcome. And not only Dandi Maharaj, we've got the Mayapur gathering, Mayapur team there. And, excuse me, I didn't know I had not a sore throat, a frog in my throat.
Dandavat Madhusudan Maharaj.
Yes, Ramananda Prabhu and all devotees, my Dandavat to you. Let us begin with some Vandanam, and then we shall get some auspiciousness into, well, I've got auspiciousness in my sight, but auspiciousness into our beginning of our program. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Okay. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha Om Jnanatimarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jaina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Tije Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. All right, dear devotees, so interesting pictures on the screen. All right, dear devotees, very happy to be with you. And Anutama Devidasi also joined us from the Ukraine. And perhaps she's in Govinda land just now. But we are here together and we have Shripad Dandi Maharaj with us. And it is, I shouldn't say rare, but it's not every time at the beginning of the back to basics that we have Shripad Dandi Maharaj. So we can ask him to begin us on the theme of back to basics to the assembled devotees here. And he is in Mayapur. And we are. And you're going to have to give me 1 second. I need to get another internet. Sorry. It's early in the morning here. Just give me 1 second. Shripad Dandi Maharaj, you can gather your thoughts. They're probably already gathered. But just 1 minute. I need to get the other phone.
Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo.
Dandavat.
Dandavat, dear Maharaj. Dandavat, dear Vaishnavas. Several days ago, Chintamani said she will live in Mayapur till October. Great news for us. She is living now in Mayapur also. So we decided to start our morning program together in the house. There is a nice area in Mayapur. It's called Grihastha area, where devotees with families are living. Nice houses, so very good garden around these houses. So we started to our morning programs. We chant our prayers of our acharyas as in our songbook. And, Chintamani has very nice songbook in Spanish. I didn't see before, but it's actually very good, very good edition. Yes.
Guia de Kirtan, the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati.
Yes. Very nice. So Maharaj, we'd like to receive your blessings on our program. And by some reason, we can not visit our program in the Indian matter now. For now, maybe something changed later, but now we cannot. So we start our program here in Mayapur. So if you accept a spiritual service, please bless us to start our little program, little morning program service here in Mayapur.
Well, I really have to say that wherever we are in the world, whether we are in a flat, on a ship, in an aeroplane, well, maybe not an airplane, but wherever we are, we should try to have a morning program anyway. Otherwise, how do we stay nourished? It's very difficult if we just randomly, think, okay, sometime in the day I'll listen to something while doing something else, taking my attention. I'll put Gurmaj on in the background as an auspicious sound. We do all need to have a time of focus for our devotional life. So we're happy to hear that you're beginning, but I think it's not a beginning, maybe just the beginning of formally saying, yes, every morning at this time we're going to have a morning program. Because really, wherever we are, we do. Yesterday, well, as an example, yesterday we are in the mountains because we have VIP guests and 2 guests from Salt Lake City here, or Sweet Lake City. And the VIP guest is Saraswati, the manager of the thriving, actually, West London temple. So she's come for a week. So we took them to, well, I was also taken. I can't say I took them. So the devotees here kindly took them and us and a group of 8 into the mountains. But at lunchtime, we did the noon arati in the mountains. And we used the water bottles and stones and things as our cartels and our something. And it was quite a happy kirtan. But really, it was also a little thought that wherever we are, we should try to follow the program as given by us, by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Gurudev. And really, it is their program. So good, you're starting that program. And you're somewhere near Radha Sundari. Do you ever meet up? She's there.
Yeah, Radha Sundari and Padmavati, they made it to our first morning program on Sunday, official. Yes, we've all been doing our own things and meeting once a week at Lakshmi, Priya, and Leela Sundar's home here. And Radha Sundari and Padmavati, right there, pretty much 5:05, right? Dandi Maharaj calling me at 4:58, trying to figure out which flat I'm in, and Radha Sundari very shortly afterwards with Padmavati, very happily doing the morning program. And she said it was Padmavati, it was the first time for her that she was really excited to get up and go somewhere and to see, Chintamani's house or whatever. But I have a house sit until October when these devotees will return from Germany, but I may, we'll see with visas and all that, how long Lord allows me the privilege in the Dham and be with these amazing devotees. But yes, we will see Radha Sundari.
And also our old devotees like Nityananda Ram Prabhu, and Nitya Gopal. It's very old, very substantial devotees from our month also visit us.
All right, very good. Birds of a feather flock together.
True.
Did I hear a voice? Was that Shuklambar speaking?
Yeah, he learned first the words agu. I don't know what does it mean. Agu. So he's heard his voice every time he smiled and tell something us, but we speak with heart, our hearts, not words.
A living entity. A living entity. Hare Krishna. Yes, well, yesterday we also saw a baby sheep just after being born. And it was quite interesting that we thought it's the male sheep was standing guard, and he was going meh, meh, and all the other sheep, when he started going meh, meh, the other sheep all came running in the forest to that one place. And we saw some community protection of the newborn baby. And actually, we're guessing what they're thinking, but we could definitely see that in the baby sheep that's just born, I mean, there's consciousness, there's willing, there's feeling, there's thinking, there's hunger, there's tiredness, all these things are there. And we were there also, by the way. This is another thing that we forget. And as Prahlad Maharaj says, we lose the early part of our life. We think we may live to 100, and we can think that's the allocated time. But within 100 years, the first, I don't remember the breakdown that Prahlad Maharaj gave in his description, but the first several years are, first of all, completely useless as a baby, you can say. And then as a child growing up, going through education, and then getting the focus so that they have some future, have a job like this, and then get whisked into family life, and then the attention going there, and then a few years of like sober grown-up life, and then before we know it, we're embarrassed by disease, accident, old age. So even though we may think we live to be 100 years old, we only have like a mature middle part of life, which is practical, of practical use for us in many ways. Because as a child, as a baby, we've got a baby brain. 5-year-old, we've got a 5-year-old brain. 10-year-old, we've got a 10-year-old brain. And 20-year-old, we know everything. I know that. No, that our example earlier was 14 years old, wasn't it? I saw the cartoon a long time ago. Said, if you want to employ, if you're an employer and you need really good staff, you don't have to train, then employ 14-year-olds while they still know everything. So we're a little bit like that in Krishna consciousness too, aren't we? But anyway, here we are. So here we are in the middle of our life. This is the point. So we only have these few years in the middle of our life. And even then, there is no certainty of tomorrow in the sense of our being in a human body. And it's this human body which is the great treasure for us. And if you don't believe me, read Srila Prabhupada's books every day. Read Srila Guru's books every day. Read Srila Gurudev's books every day. Hare Krishna. And if we don't, then we do face so much influence from the environment. And if we don't, can very easily be sucked into the regular consciousness of the mass, of the regular world. And I just received some, his communication from a devotee who basically, has not been around a long time. But the questions and the content that came up, I really thought, and this is an old devotee, one of Srila Gurudev's disciples. And we think, the questions that are being asked are the very basis of what Srila Gurudev is giving to us, what Srila Guru Maharaj is giving to us, what is being given to us. So what hope is for me to answer these questions and explain this point and this point if they couldn't get the gist from Guru Maharaj and Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada from their books, because the very basis is coming from how we deal with others, what is the behavior of a devotee, so many things like this. Hare Krishna. So, sometimes it looks like a little hopeless. But the hopeful thing is if we can encourage devotees to hear Gurudev and Guru Maharaj. And really important. And Srila Prabhupada, not to miss any of them out, in fact. And it's very painful. We've seen devotees come to Krishna consciousness, and then it's very painful when we hear some disrespect towards Srila Prabhupada coming from their lips. And I mean, really feeling very unhappy to hear, because without Srila Prabhupada and without his Chaitanya Charitamrita, so much that he's given to us, without him giving us Guru Maharaj, let's be quite frank and honest, if Srila Prabhupada had come to the West, how would we know about this super Vaishnava, his own spiritual master, living on the edge of a remote village in West Bengal, not exactly on most people's tourist map or map to go visiting places. It's how would we know about Guru Maharaj? So there must not be the slightest hesitation in giving glorification to all three, and to hear from all three also. Not that we come and then, yes, so we've come and we've got the highest teachers. We don't have to listen to anything else. They're all our highest teachers. Hare Krishna. So anyway, this is just to come back to the point that if we do regularly give us ourselves this time to be nourished, not just as a sideline while I do something else, then while I'm driving the car to work, I'll chant some japa, and while I'm reading even the newspaper we've seen and chanting japa, doesn't really work. But you could say, well, no, I have to read this and I've got to chant my japa, otherwise I won't be able to chant my japa. Well, maybe the other part of we have to do, instead of, we maybe don't have time to read the newspaper if I chant my japa. That sounds like a better side of the equation. Anyway, here we are on planet Earth. We are survivors. We only see those who are with us. And again this week, day before yesterday, we did a little Vaishnava Seva for a devotee's mum who passed away, not so old. She passed away. We did Vaishnava Seva. So this is happening continuously. And in Navadip, really, sometimes we joked, not with Gurudev, well, maybe a little bit gently also, but joked amongst the devotees that, day by day, there's a bit of a feast. But often, sometimes it would be like even 3 in a week or something, which were some Vaishnava Seva for a departed soul. And we kind of joked, oh, it's very good to live in the temple when the tradition is to do Vaishnava Seva when people pass away, because they're arranging very good fooding for the Vaishnavas. And then we are told that the devotees must be happy. The more happy the devotees are with the feast on the day where that seva is being done in the name of a departed soul, then the more benefit the departed soul will get. So we always say to the devotees, you must enjoy this meal as much as possible, but in remembrance of the departed soul, and yes, Krishna, because they're Vaishnavas. Why do Vaishnava Seva? It's not just put on a label saying Vaishnava. We should be Vaishnavas, glorifying the Lord. Everything's being offered to the Lord. and the devotees being satisfied with those remnants in the name of a particular soul. And it doesn't have to be a departed soul, by the way. You know, we too often think, okay, we'll give glorification to somebody when they've departed. I mean, it's just a natural thing. Someone leaves the world, and then we start thinking about all the good things that person has done and their capacity to do this or that. But we should all be in that mood while devotees are living, while they're with us, at least by mind. We must try to see all these good qualities in the Vaishnavas. Oh my goodness, Rupanuga Prabhu. Driving and juggling the telephone. And just see if there's a japa bead in your right hand. We know devotees chant japa and drive. But if you do get ecstatic symptoms, your hair stands on end, perspiration, trembling, please do pull over to the side of the road. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yes, Leela Sundar Prabhu, we are in your... Oh, I called to Leela Sundar and I saw Chintamani's hand jump. Leela Sundar Prabhu first, would you like to make a realization, share something? Doesn't have to be a question, it's a sharing. You're now a family man, you're in a new stage of life, but you're a devotee. Everything else is on the side, as it were. The first thing is to be a devotee. And then I'll give you a quote. Saying that to you just now, I have a quote in my mind which I'll find and share.
Okay. As you said, the beautiful words about everything from birth to death. So what can I add? It's perfect. I thinking about it every day. Like the life is going on, the things happen, but only Vaishnavas stand up on Krishna, Gauranga, everything. So when I want to cry, I go to temple or to Maharaj, and we're gathering, and I feel, oh, Vaishnavas can feed me with real love, with real spiritual substance, not something from that world. So I appreciate it, the opportunity to be here with all devotees. I'm happy to see everyone who I know. Even more Das, nonetheless. Sevarupa Didi, Rupanuga Das, everyone, my nonetheless. And I gave my word to Chintamani. She wants to say something, but no.
Oh, yes. Okay, many thanks.
Yeah.
Many thanks. Yes, Leela Sundar, many thanks. And actually, just now, I am reminded, or maybe Chintamani is going to remind me if I can answer her question. She had a question yesterday, but we were out in the forest, as I told you. What pictures should we put on the wall? The pictures of Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj. Which pictures should we enlarge and put on the wall in the temple room or house, somewhere like this? And anyhow, the answer is, it is going to be a different picture for different devotees. So which picture you can feel Guru Maharaj, which picture you can feel Gurudev, that kind of a picture you can put there. And there is one picture which we see often, but Srila Gurudev, he didn't like that picture so much. And I also, when I first saw it, I also thought, why this picture devotees have chosen? But it may have been that it was one of the few pictures that was sort of available, widely available. But there is a picture of Srila Guru Maharaj with looking like a white, almost white sweater on. Sweater, jumper, I don't know words. You use different words in different parts of the world, I know. But a woolen jumper, I know Americans will laugh at the word jumper. Sweater, must be called sweater in America, right? But anyway, he's got this white sweater and he's sitting and he's got his head slightly to one side. But Gurudev didn't feel that that was Guru Maharaj, and we didn't feel that that was Guru Maharaj. I have to say, I mean, I also, before Gurudev had pointed this out, I also thought, why this picture? We want to have a dignified picture. We want to have something which is a little bit of Guru Maharaj's character coming through. So, I mean, here in Italy, they have the paintings, and you've seen those pictures here. And they are very dignified, and with the plus that when it comes from the brush of a devotee, there's also something very special there. And especially when it's a devotee who is capable of doing a caricature, because what's a caricature? It's to bring out the character of someone. And so, I mean, that's what's been chosen here. And here on the I was going to say altar, but the bed of Srila Gurudev here is a photograph of Srila Gurudev here in Italy. They've chosen that, and head and, the head and shoulders, as it were, the upper part of the body. They've chosen that. And it's a picture from here, so it's their own personal pictures. But to choose some picture which is makes you happy, but have head and shoulders, or half body, like you could see, or full body. But if you have a full body, please don't cut off the feet or the arms or the elbows or something. Don't cut off part of Gurudev's body. Really, this is from Gurudev too. So, head and shoulders, that's one thing, like a portrait. But whole body, but cutting off his feet, cutting off the toes, cutting off elbows, things like that. That is definitely disapproved by Gurudev. To such an extent that a devotee gave Gurudev a picture, a photograph, and it framed, so in a frame, not just giving him a picture, but it was a large picture, and gave this picture to Gurudev, and Gurudev just kind of accepted and said to his servant, "Oh, put this above my door, so when I come in, I'll remember Guru Maharaj." And when he came in, when one day, just a short time later, because Gurudev didn't scrutinize the picture so much, he's accepted, yes, put above my door. So he hung it above where Gurudev goes into his room in Navadip. And this is when his room is the present veranda before it was expanded. And then I'm walking up the stairs with Gurudev to his room, and then he stopped and he's looking at the picture. And when he saw the picture, he said, "Oh, that's why that devotee fell down, because it was a devotee in good standing, but then some change came in his mind, and he, started to have went away. He had an unexpected change of heart, you can say." And I'm standing with Gurudev, and as usual, I try to keep quiet so I don't, well, it's my ego, so I don't embarrass myself. Okay, I'll be honest about my ego, so I don't embarrass myself. But when I don't understand really what Gurudev is talking about, I try not to do the why thing. But Gurudev standing saying that, and I didn't say why, but Gurudev paused and looking and then pointing out, "Oh, this is why he fell down." And he'd cut the feet so that the legs had kind of come down and there were no foot at the bottom, and a little bit maybe the elbow too. And then Gurudev said, "Due to this offense, he has fallen down." So that was a little eye-opener. And then this was before the internet, means where we've got pictures and things on the internet. And then I started to be, when the internet came and people sent pictures, oh, look how beautiful are our deities. And then they got, the parts cut off and things. Then, deliberately I would make the photo into like a torso photo or something like this, so that it wasn't with body parts missing, etc., of the deities. So anyway, just to mention that, because try to choose an appropriate picture. And if you, after choosing a picture, if you want to ask, then if you want to pass it by me, probably I can say whether Gurudev would approve or not approve. But in general, if you follow those guidelines, then that is fine. And just a couple of days ago, someone sent me, it's on the phone, a picture of Srila Prabhupada garlanding, it was Udaran Prabhu in Ukraine, sent me a picture of Srila Prabhupada garlanding Srila Guru Maharaj, which was a very sweet picture, no doubt. But now to immediately find it, because we are with communication on so many different places.
Maharaj, I have to go to the Ghat to go pick up Nitya Gopal and a painter for his friend that I am employing to paint the house I'm staying in. But I want to also ask about which picture of the deities I should print for worshiping.
Well, again, that comes to the person. But I can recommend that we are Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, means we are following Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev, who are following Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is following Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who is giving us, all of them are giving us Mahaprabhu. Our home of the heart is Chaitanya Saraswat Mat of Gurudev and Guru Maharaj. And the deities there, it means the deities of Navadvipa. Okay, I'll answer that. But, that's not a fixed rule. Every devotee must put exactly these devotees. It is a rule. I mean, we know it's not a rule because we don't make the rules. But the point is that it is the home of all of our good fortune. And those are the deities of Guru Maharaj and of Gurudev. And we know that for at least, I'm not talking about the present time, this is not any comment on any circumstance, but we know that at some time at least, the deities were not being properly worshipped. We know that there was a dip in their service in Navadvip. And when I came abroad and I saw that the devotees are affectionately offering their cooking to the picture of the deities, actually, it brought a little relief. It brought a little relief to my heart that the devotees, they're feeding affectionately the deities in Navadvip through the pictures. So Guru Maharaj's deities, if we serve them, then this is very good for us, I'm sure. If we serve Guru Maharaj, it is very good for us. If we serve Gurudev, it's very good for us. So this is my comment. But devotees may have like some specific heart deity they wish to worship. We have wonderful deities with wonderful qualities in wonderful places, worshipped by wonderful people. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Super appreciate your guidance in my spiritual life.
And there are things we can think about in our, you're going to go now. You're going to go and meet Nitya Gopal. He doesn't know his way. He doesn't know his way from the Ghat to
I'm renting his scooter And I'm not giving them a house key to the place I'm staying per the request, so I'm gonna see if I can bring him here. I'll ask if it's okay if I can bring them here first. So let's see if I can make it back in time before back to basics ends.
Be careful while you drive your scooter. Chant Hare Krishna, but not on your japa beads while driving your scooter.
Okay, I'll be back. I'm gonna listen in on the headphones for the moment. I'm just can I leave this here?
And
for
I'm
now?
not being pessimistic, I'm being realistic. I rode motorcycles in India for years, so we know you have to be humble, tolerant, give honor to others, and not expect any honor for oneself, because you're way down the food chain.
So
The
crazy.
first in the food chain is an express bus. The next is a heavily laden truck. The next is a big Jeep kind of vehicle. The next is an Ambassador. The next is a Padmini. The next is a Fiat 500 or whatever they have in India. Maruti Suzuki. They have Maruti Suzuki. The next is a motorcycle. Next is a scooter. Next is a bicycle. Next is a human pedestrian. Next is a dog. Poor dogs. So we have to understand our body when we are on a motorcycle or when we are in our body walking on the street. And I've seen people being hit by vehicles and they just drive on. I saw a bus hit somebody full speed one day, just drives on. So don't think that it doesn't happen. And I still have the question, unanswered question. How is it when like somebody is run over and hit like that the shoes stay behind while the person goes flying? I also have that experience. Hare Krishna.
Crazy roads. Maharaj, crazy roads. Crazy roads in India. I can't afford it. For me, it's whole new world. I'm every time scared to go somewhere because they like driving like a chaos.
Yes. Life is temporary.
You should ask your taxi driver, especially if you're in the Himalayas or somewhere, you should just ask them before they start. Have you said your prayers this morning? If not, have a pause. Make sure you say your prayers, dear driver, before you start driving me in your car, at least. Hare Krishna. So Chintamani was showing me a photo, or you were showing a photo. She was holding a photo you passed to her, Leela Sandra Prabhu. And
Yes,
that looks... Yes. I can't, honestly, I just can't see from here whether his hand is cut or his feet are cut. If the hand is
no,
not...
Maharaj.
Okay.
Everything is okay. As you said, it's from Lakhta, I guess.
Oh, well, yes. I mean, this looks very dignified. And yes, this is a familiar picture, I think, from Lakta, yes, with Gurudev. Well, I'm not sure because I really can't see the detail in this way. But it's Gurudev. Wherever he is, then is the perfect place. And please don't forget Guru Maharaj in your home altars, etc. Gurudev will be unhappy if you don't have Guru Maharaj. What is Gurudev doing? Bringing us Guru Maharaj. And
Yes.
Guru Maharaj will be unhappy if we don't have Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. I mean, really, so we must try to be conscious that we're not putting pictures for entertainment sort of thing, but we really, especially if we're going to be worshipped, we want to worship our divine masters. And we were in, by the grace of Chintamani, we were in Navadip 2 times ago maybe, and just speedily she came in front of the deities. But just in front of the deities in Navadip, just now we're explaining about the deities, Shri Guru, Gauranga, Gandhava, Govinda Sundar, and Saparika, including the deities which are on the altar there of the Shalagram Shila and of the Giriraj Shilas and of Balagopal. So Saparika, along with all of the other deities there, just in front of the deities, when you stand in front of them at the plinth and you turn around, then you're looking into the Nat Mandir, and which has the wrought iron, the iron design there. And in that iron design, it says Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Shravan Sadan, the place to hear Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's teaching. And you can say the Siddhanta, the understanding of Bhakti too. But Guru Maharaj explained that this is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's temple. Like this. So we must learn from them and keep our consciousness like very clearly in their line. After all, they are the example, the acharyas for us. They have their life, but we see their life. We see the life of a devotee. Oh, I just saw Kumkum Didi. I was feeling neglectful just now, Kumkum Didi, that I haven't invited you directly here, but I see she sent me a little message saying she's feeling a little under the weather today. Okay, I know it was a private message, but also clears my conscience a little bit that devotees may say, why not inviting Kumkum? She is the most senior devotee here. I mean, and you are, we give much honor then. And so anyway, she's a little under the weather today. Hare Krishna. But something with time. Time goes very fast. Oh, I was going to give a quote. And I saw, when we with Leela Sundarpur, and we were saying about he's in his new stage of life. But then I was going to give a quote about we are not in a particular stage of life. Oh, now I can't read it. And now I can't find it. Oh, I'm a monster. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I'm sorry, I can't find the quote I was looking for. I read it just the other day. No. Anyway, I read every other nourishing quote that I can think of silently to myself while I'm getting lost and ignoring you all while I'm relishing some other quotes. But anyhow, let's come back. It was the quote, and oh, we've got to save Arupa Devirasi with us. She's quite good at finding things. Then it was Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur saying about we are not this or this or this or this, like we were saying just now, that you're now in the family life ashram, the Grihastha ashram. It's a new ashram for you. But we're not in this ashram or that ashram. We are the carriers of the shoes carriers on our heads of the shoes. I think the quote is of the Vaishnavas, those who are carrying the message of Gauranga in this world. That's who we are. We are carrying their shoes on our head. I was looking for that quote, but sorry, I didn't find it just now. But still, we've got the essence of it just there. And Anu Tamadevirasa sent us a sunrise picture. That's what I see first, and some words. She's saying Dandavats Maharaj and all the beloved devotees. Yes, I'm still in Govinda land and would like to share beautiful today's sunrise from the roof of the ashram. thank you so much for the possibility to join you all this morning. And thank Krishna, excuse me, to give us the opportunity for each other's association and for having you with us, Anuttama Devidasi. And now that same sun will be coming here. I wonder what sunrise we'll have today. Every day is unique. And you see, if an artist paints a picture like this and hangs it in the famous art gallery like the Louvre in France, you know, everyone will say, oh, amazing art. Krishna makes art like this continuously, every day, and it's ever fresh. No 2 days are the same. And on my phone, I must have many sunrise pictures. And I tell devotees, I don't know why I take these pictures, actually, because they just stay on the phone. But it's just irresistible to take a photo. Hare Krishna. Krishna is the best artist we know. All right, and so Suresh Krishna joined us very quietly. You sneaked in, Suresh. And Priyananda also very quietly sneaked in. And yes, so joining us with Gangalila Devidasi. Ashapurna Rupanuga Prabhu in his car, Seva Rupa Devidasi at her computer, at her Seva computer. Computer is doing Seva. So back to basics. Follow a morning program. Follow an evening program if possible. Morning shows the day. We have this beautiful picture sent by Anuttama. It's the photograph of today. Morning shows the day. And this is an expression. I'm almost certain it's an English expression. But in India, they kind of have a lot of these old expressions, which we really didn't hear so much. But we heard from Guru Maharaj, morning shows the day. And so it has a wider meaning. But if it is a fact, if we start our day properly, then we know that the rest of the day, it's got a good foundation. And things we read and things we think of that come to us in the morning, they generally, some of it stays with us throughout the day. And things happen which remind us of the inspiration that we received in the morning. And then the evening time, we shouldn't let all those worldly things that happen to us and our ego and everything else, we shouldn't take those to bed with us. We can say that. We should leave the day behind and have a sweet evening program, maybe not the full program, but something. And I can say many times it's happened to me that, and I'm thinking of Navadip mainly, because here we generally, in most of the programs, but in Navadip, really we were very busy with lots of things, a lot of the time. And there's always some reason not to attend the Arati, not to attend the bhajans. But I can say every time that I went to the bhajans and sort of closed the office door, locked the door, and walked away and went to the bhajans. Every time, within a few minutes, I'm in the bhajans, I'm in the arti, and I'm just thinking, what was I thinking to not to come to the program? And just to sit there, and sometimes there's only 3 of us, 2 of us, myself and Madhu Mangal. It's not that throughout the year, always the temple was full of devotees. You'd have the pujari, the cook, the cowman, but the cowman is employed, the cook is employed, the pujari not. But you'd have sometimes very few devotees. You think, how is it? Well, because the cleaners, in Navadip, the cleaners are actually paid. They come in. I mean, in the standard cleaning of the temple, they only do the cleaning, it's not quite like you're going to get from a devotee. But there'll be sometimes very few of us, but the happiness of being there and singing the songs that are given to us, reading the translation so we don't just sing, make sound into the ether. So this is our own experience too, that we can have lots of reasons why not to do a morning program, or why not to attend a morning program or an evening program. But when we do, we just think, what was I thinking that I wouldn't be sitting here singing these beautiful songs of Narottam Das Thakur, of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, of Guru Maharaj, of Gurudev. Look at the songs in the songbooks. Look at the songs you don't sing often or never sing. There are lots of treasures in there. And then different songs in a flow. Sometimes we start to often sing one song, and then we discover another one and we're singing that. So we can't sing every song every day. Look how many songs are in the songbook. Plus, you've got the whole of Sharanagati, etc. So, we do encourage to start the day in a good way. Morning shows the day, but to end the day in a good way too. Leave the day behind. Maybe you're going to die in your sleep. Good idea to be Krishna conscious. Govinda, Govinda. But where do we go when we sleep? I know, we don't know. Or I know, I don't know. Hare Krishna. Okay, now I am going to be quiet. I've run out of words. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Today is Thursday. Govinda. Yes, I should be with you on Sunday. We have some adventures taking place. Adventures means we have some devotional duties being invited to attend. So next week, or on Sunday, I'll be in Rome, or near Rome, but we'll have internet and we'll be with you. Oh my goodness, Sevarupa. Oh, it's not as long as it looks. I've got it like when I used to read newspapers, then I know a newspaper column. I've got it like a narrow column down the side. Guru is all in all. What am I reading, Sevarupiri?
Dandavats, Gurudev, Dandavats devotees, Dandavats Maharaj. I was just checking if this was the quote, but I'm not sure. So that's why I only sent it to you before I sent it to everyone else.
You sent it to everybody.
Oh, okay.
I think. Oh, no, you didn't. You sent it to
No.
me. Excuse me, because I only had a narrow thing. I didn't see the red writing. Direct message to me. Oh, it's secret.
No.
The question is, so where does it come from? Whose words are these?
Okay, let me double check. It is from Sri Guru and His Grace by Srila Bhakti Rakak Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj. But it's really saying separation from Sri Guru. So maybe it's not the quote you're looking for.
No, it's not the actual
No.
quote I was looking for.
No, sorry.
Oh, it's come, but by your endeavor to find it, mystically, it's come in front of me. I've just found the quote, and somehow it was in front of my eyes and I didn't see it. Okay, this is Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in that very famous for us, because we do keep coming back to it. His, I think, 14 points, if I remember rightly, they're not numbered here, but under the title of My Advice. And this was published in perhaps the Gaudiya, one of those magazines. Yes, published in, Sri Gaudiya Darshan, 1956. The principles taught by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And so, don't say I lost it again. No, here it is. This, one of his advices. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Guru Maharaj's Guru, Srila Prabhupada's Guru. We are not moralists or sinners, scholars or illiterates. We are carriers of the shoes of the Lord's sincere servants who are initiated into the mantra Kirtanya Sada Harihi, that the Lord's name is to be chanted constantly. Kirtanya Sada Harihi. And this Sada is constantly. So we are not moralists or sinners, scholars or illiterates. We are carriers of the shoes of the Lord's sincere servants who are initiated into the mantra Kirtanya Sada Harihi, that the Lord's name is to be chanted constantly. Anyway, this is what came in my mind, that it's not with nothing to do with our identity, our external identity, or like our status of life or capacity or anything else. We are the carriers of the shoes of the Lord's sincere servants. And interesting that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, who are initiated into the mantra Kirtanya Sada Harihi. And Guru Maharaj had that exact Kirtanya Sada Harihi above the doorway to his room, Guru Maharaj Srila Sri Rama. On that, the frame of the wooden frame of the wooden door, on the side of his room, he had two doors to his room, the side which overlooked the Ganges, or Govinda Kundan towards the Ganges. And initiated, we think, well, I was initiated into the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Well, we were, and that is our mantra, but with that initiation came this instruction from Mahaprabhu, which is the instruction of Srila Saraswati Thakur, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev. Humility, tolerance, giving honor to others, not wanting honor for oneself, is how we will chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. So it's part of the instructions. Be humble, be tolerant, give honor to others, don't have honor, don't want honor for yourself, and chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. So when we are receiving initiation, we're being taught and told how to chant by the Lord himself, Radha Krishna, by the Lord's topmost servitors, agents, associates who've come here to continue that in this world, to bring Mahaprabhu's message. So we are initiated into this. And we've maybe heard Gurudev, okay, maybe equal number of times, stressing this shloka, as well as stressing that we should always chant the name of the Lord. But even if you ask artificial intelligence, somebody saying, how do we use artificial intelligence? Then we can maybe ask our artificial intelligence, how many times did Gurudev stress to us this Trinadapi Sanichana, and how many times did Gurudev stress? Always chant the holy name of the Lord. Okay, I'll answer on behalf of artificial intelligence. I'll answer with my faulty intelligence. Constantly. So when there is something constant, how can you define it as a number? So I will say constantly, Gurudev gave us both of these instructions. Oh my goodness, did Chintamani go all the way to the Ghat and back in that length of time? There's something mystic happens in Mayapur. That's pretty good going. The roads must be much better.
Well, what I do, since it's Gopal's scooter anyway, I show up, I give him the key, and then I get to be the passenger with the video camera and enjoy the ride, and very safe, very comfortable with India roads and traffic and Jai.
You've caught us just at the tail end of our back to basics. We're just wrapping up But what better way to finish than to have the company of Nitya Gopal Prabhu, born just down the road from the temple, got some special connection with Navadip Dham, but where we are born, that is one thing, but it indicates something. But with Gurudev's servitor for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 25 hours a day, 8 days a week, for quite a while. So we're very happy. As soon as we see Nitya Gopal Prabhu, really we think of Gurudev. Cannot think of anything else.
So, I am also see you and I feel like when Gurudev time, always see you all like Gurudev time who was there. So you are the most important from Gurudev time. So when I see you, I am feeling like I am with Gurudev.
I was just the carrier of Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj's shoes. I have to say, I have carried, yes, I've carried both of their shoes. I mean, each of theirs, both shoes. But not on my head, physically at least, but I think in the heart. But you remember Krishnananda Prabhu from Hyderabad, Secunderabad in South India?
Yes, Krishnananda, yes.
He carried Gurudev's shoes on his head. I remember him carrying his shoes.
Yes,
Literally.
Krishnananda.
Yeah.
And he is still alive, you know?
I don't know. We hope so, but it's the world is a passing show. And since I started traveling, came out from India, I had a little touch with him. He used to call me once a month or once every 2 months. But after I was traveling, we sort of lost contact a little bit. But he's an example also of going on. He lived in the temple. He did book distribution.
And yes, he was Navadip, every house going and he writing in the door, Hare Krishna. Every house he going writing in the door.
And also a brilliant person. He was educated at Yale University. And those of us who don't know really much about American universities, even we know that Yale University is kind of a prestigious university to get into. And he was educated at Yale University. And if you ask him, what was your profession before you became a devotee? I'm an inventor. Oh, okay. I mean, we had lots of pastimes together. And anyway, beautiful days. Okay, dear devotees, we better go. And the day goes on. And I can just say, please continue as we started at the beginning, mentioning, just please continue being a devotee. Please continue. Being a devotee isn't just wearing a badge, but with a devotional program. And don't neglect the japa, don't neglect the guidances, don't neglect the books. So we give ourselves some proper nourishment every day, at least in the morning and something in the evening, if possible. And if any of you still have a television and still read the newspapers, I have to say, why? But anyway, that's up to you. Somebody else will tell you the important news. And when you need to know something, then Google is always there to help you out. Hare Krishna. All right, our reading matter and our seeing matter, it's Guru and Vaishnava. Jai Srila Guru Dev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakha Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, and Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai, Shri Rupanuga Guru Vaga ki Jai, Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai, Jai Vishwarenya Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. All the present day Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Vrinda ki Jai. All the assembled devotees ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Nitya and Shripad Dandi Maharaj ki Jai. The assembled devotees ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bo. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Yes, to each of you with your hearts, you're sending your hearts to us all. Anvatama Didi, Radha Sundari Didi. And this week, Priyanana has been very quiet. We didn't give her an opportunity to say anything. Please excuse. And all of you quiet. Ganga Leela's quiet. Dana, always quiet. Leela Moy, very quiet. Because I
Srila
did.
Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki jai.
And Sevarupa, a little noisy. And appreciating each of you. And please continue happily your programs, Leela Sundar Prabhu, and all. Please continue happily your programs. May they only increase, but at least let them be steady. Jai Gurudev, Jai Guru Maharaj. Ami Ashchi. You all know some Bengali by now living there. Ashchi. Govinda Govinda.